So whether you're a small business, a marketing agency, an entrepreneur, a subcontractor, or basically anyone who is seeking business, then you'll need to learn how to make the most of marketing automation. Hey, it's Tobey here from Training Business Pros. Thanks for joining me for this video. We're going to go through the three main uses of marketing automation. And if you're not using these three things, then you're missing the boat. We'll get into it right after this. Hey, welcome back. Today we're talking all about marketing automation. And if you're not familiar with the term marketing automation, it essentially means using technology and software to automate the communication process, take care of redundant tasks that you simply don't have time for, like following up with emails or SMS text messages, and doing that based on triggers. If the client does this, then send this particular message so that you don't have to be doing everything manually. And it's very useful to grow your business. So we're going to talk about the three main things that you need to be doing in order to make the most of your marketing automation. And then in the end, I'm going to talk about the tech stack, the actual technology that you need to make it work. So stick around for that. So to start off, you're going to need it for three things: marketing, sales, and fulfillment. And for most people who use marketing automation, they're specifically focused on marketing alone. And I think that's a missed opportunity. This video is about how to make the most of marketing automation. If you're not doing sales and fulfillment, then you're really not making the most of your technology. So let's talk marketing first. There are obviously, for most businesses, the opportunity to create marketing automation funnels that actually communicate with the client pre-sales. So before they buy anything, reminding them that there's things that they need to do in order to learn what they need to learn in order to purchase your products or services. So here are some of the most popular marketing campaigns, and there's several of them. I'm only going to focus on 5 of them. And really, the whole point of marketing automation is follow up, follow up, follow up until they either unsubscribe or buy something. And that's really what you're trying to do. You're trying to just keep people from falling through the cracks, keep those leads and prospects from falling through where you just simply don't have enough time to do it. So the first one is the lead magnet. That's essentially offering something of value in exchange for contact data. Contact data meaning an email address or a text number, so that we can deliver it to them when they ask for it. And then we can follow up with them and ask them how they liked it, maybe share it with somebody else or promote it on a social media channel, or even upsell them to the next offer, what we call a tripwire. So lead magnet is something that a lot of businesses do in order to give clients or potential clients some value up front. Here's what we do. Here's some value for you. If you got a lot out of that, then maybe you'd like this other thing over here, which is a little bit more in cost in time and money. The second one is quiz results opt-in gate. So that means you offer some type of quiz on your website. And we do this actually for a couple of my clients. One of them is a concussion test. Essentially, it's 30 questions that the person takes, the person who has a concussion takes, and it tells them, do you have a mild, moderate, or severe concussion? And it works really well because the client finishes the test and then it says, hey, if you'd like the results and what you should do, what your next steps are, give us this email address. And so marketing automation then sends them a set of emails that says, hey, you have a severe concussion. It's time to make an appointment. Here's a link to our calendar. And of course, this is all happening without any manual intervention. Another one would be a newsletter subscription. So for example, somebody subscribes to the newsletter on your website, and then each and every month, you're automating the delivery of that newsletter. And in conjunction with delivering the newsletter, you can track whether they're actually opening it or clicking any of the links. And if they're not, you can send it again without ever having to do it manually. And then there's the lead to consult campaign. That means collecting a lead through your website, through some type of contact form, and then following up with them with a link to your calendar to book an appointment, or a link to contact you somehow, or here's a link for more information. In other words, just basically walking them through the next steps until you lead them to the point where they make an appointment for consult, either by phone or by Zoom, or however you decide to do it. I particularly find Zoom quite useful in that scenario. And so finally, in the marketing automation thing, the sky's the limit. And I know I said I was going to give you like 5 specific things, but in this particular case, I'm going to leave the 5th one and leave it up to your imagination. Whatever you think that your clients would benefit from, or potential clients would benefit from, figure out how you're going to deliver that to them using marketing automation, and how many times you're going to remind them of whatever they need to do. So that's really key here. So marketing automation is obviously, the term is marketing automation, but obviously it's only one of the categories. The next category is sales. And I think this is where a lot of businesses fail to meet the expectation of the clients. So sales means you've done the consult and they don't buy right away. So your duty now and obligation is to move them progressively through the next phase, and then through the next phase until you either win or lose the deal. So we call this a sales pipeline. It's essentially marketing automation applied to sales, called the sales pipeline. So first, there's the contacting stage. And I've actually had clients who have like 17 different stages and a whole bunch of salespeople. They have inside sales and outside sales. And it's quite a complicated process. But for most people, these 5 things would cover the sales pipeline. The first one is the contacting stage, making sure that you're communicating with them until you get to the next phase, which is the initial consult. Once the initial consult is finished, then you're moving on to the quoting stage. Marketing automation works really well for that. You deliver the quote. You want to follow up. They open the email, clicked on the quote, did yes or no. And it just keeps communicating with them until you get a yes or a no. There's also the negotiation stage, which can go back and forth, and marketing automation can help there as well. And then finally, the close stage, whether you win or whether you lose the deal. If you win the deal, then you move on to the next big phase, part of the big 3. And if you lost the deal, of course, you can send them to long-term nurture. You can put them in your mailing list and do all kinds of things with them. So if you did win the deal, then that 3rd phase of marketing automation is really valuable. I call this fulfillment. So again, just a reminder, we did marketing, we did sales, now you close the deal, time for fulfillment. And fulfillment, I think, is one of the big missed opportunities by most companies. It essentially means we've now got them as a client. How do we make them a better client? How do we make them a flag waver for how awesome we are? And the best way to do that is consistent and meaningful communication. So fulfillment, in most cases, means client onboarding in the beginning. What does that mean? It means helping the client get the new product, get it into their lives, make it work for them, help them with learning manuals or video tutorials or whatever it is you need to do to help them make the most out of your product. If it's a service, then help them understand what their part of that service is. Here's what you need to do in order for us to fulfill your expectations. For example, as a marketing agency, part of the onboarding that we do is, here are the materials that we are going to need over the next 3 months. Here is our 3-month plan, and it's delivered in phases. So that type of communication that keeps the client informed. And then the other big one that I find is really helpful for fulfillment is what we call the NPS survey, Net Promoter Score. If you've had a client for a while, you send out the survey, and the client, if they score 9 or 10 for the Net Promoter Score out of 10, they become a promoter. And you follow up with them then to ask for a testimonial or get them to promote you in their channels or to friends and colleagues or other businesses. So Net Promoter Score, you're basically using automation to communicate only with those people that have a high likelihood of helping you communicate with other people. So they're scoring 9s or 10s. 7 or 8, we kind of leave them alone. Say, hey, thanks for filling out the survey. 6 or less, it's an opportunity for you to look at that and see what you can fix within your business. Because if they did give you like a 6 or less, then you know you have a problem. So fulfillment is a great thing. Okay, finally, for doing all of this, you're going to need some type of tech stack. And that means an automation or a CRM marketing automation software. I like Groundhogg with 2 Gs, groundhogg.io. You can go check that out. It's mainly for WordPress. It's an extremely powerful CRM only for WordPress, but it works really, really well. If you don't use WordPress, then you can use either Keap Max, formerly known as Infusionsoft, or ActiveCampaign. So those are softwares that I've worked with before. So whatever marketing automation software you choose, try to remember that if you're going to make the most out of it, you want to do marketing, sales, and fulfillment. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's Paul Tobey here. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel. It's the Training Business Pros channel here on YouTube. And if you'd like to leave any comments, questions, or suggestions for other videos, please put them in the comments below. Thanks for your time.